is what is the transformation you are providing? How are you going to take them from point A through to point B? So that there is the transformation. So you're really wanting to focus on bringing them to that point that they want to be. And the better you can articulate that, the easier it is to attract people into your business. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to feel like you're selling them. They're there to buy because they're looking for the transformation you provide because you really understand them. This is the Business Owners Smashing It Online podcast for entrepreneurs and business owners looking for cool online tools, apps and strategies to make business easy online. My name is Nik Cree and I'm your host. Each episode features a guest expert demystifying the online universe, sharing inspirational ideas and providing tested real-world strategies to help you get the most of what's available online to grow your business today. Don't be a slave to your business, get your business working for you. Subscribe now and get some great content and ideas for you and your business today. But tonight's topic is how to create 12 months worth of content in 60 minutes without writing a single word. So interested to know by a show of hands or sort of dropping into the chat there, who here knows that they should be creating content on a consistent basis? So just drop a 1 into chat just to let us know that if you know you should be doing. Okay, and hands going up as well too. Fantastic. Excellent. All right. So we all know we should be creating content on a consistent basis. Can I ask why? Why is it important? You can unmute and let me know, or you can just drop into chat why it is important.
To keep front of mind.
Keep front of mind, absolutely. Yes. What else? Send traffic to your website to be seen. Yes. Regular engagement, the algorithms love it. Yes, so the tech companies love it when you create content. Yep. Reach and engage, stay relevant to the market, engagement, credibility, authority, and grow your audience. So yes, all of those things there. There's one thing about creating content that is important, and that is if you're not saying anything, no one can hear you and you're virtually invisible. So you may have the greatest product in the world, the greatest service in the world, you may do some amazing work, but if nobody knows about it, it's as good as sort of having the worst product in the world. So it is about something that often we're not very good at, and it is self-promotion. But you can do your self-promotion in a way that is non-self-promotory as well too, that it's all about your client, your customer and people on the other end. So we all know that we need to do to create content, but how many people here are actually creating content on at least a weekly basis? So just drop a 1 into chat if you're doing it on a weekly basis, or a 2 into chat, which means I can do better. So 1 if you're doing it on a weekly basis, and 2 if it is I can do better. Excellent. Good to see lots of 1s coming in there, and also good to have lots of 2s and a 3 as well too. Excellent. So yeah, 2s, yeah. So all right, so there's a mix of people there, sort of 1s and 2s. In terms of content creation, what is your primary medium for creating content? So are you writing it in text? Are you creating videos? Is it audio or is it images? Just tell us whether it's text, audio, video, or images into chat. What's your primary means of creating content? All right, so we've got video and writing, text, audio, images, fantastic. Mix of all, yep. Visuals, yep. Text and images, text starting with video. Okay, what have we got? Yep, Paul will be unhappy with this, but currently text. We'll get you into video there, Michael. Usually text and images, video, text. LinkedIn newsletter, excellent, and videos. Yeah, that LinkedIn newsletter is great. That's if anyone hasn't discovered that, that's on LinkedIn. Great new content creation process on LinkedIn newsletters as well. And of course, you can repurpose some of what you're already doing into LinkedIn as well too, and text as well too. All right, so in terms of inspiration, here suffer from writer's block, or you get this sort of seizure of thinking, oh, what do I do next? If that's you, just let us know if that's ever struck you. So writer's block, and what do I write? Geez, the time's come around again when I've got to create something. What is it? All right, so we all get those moments there. Tonight is about getting rid of all of that sort of stuff so that it never happens again. You will have a constant thread of inspiration. You will not have writer's block, and what's more, you'll be writing content or creating content that people actually want to consume. So not stuff that you think they want to consume, it's our stuff that they really do want to consume. All right, so what else we got there?
You're on mute, Nick.
Somehow I hit the mute key, did I? I must have been really sort of waving my hands around and hitting it. So thank you for that. I was just saying, Lauren there. Yeah, thank you. To repurposing book chapters, stories, lessons from everyday life, grab videos wherever I am, plus I make notes on my iPhone when I think of cool things to share. Awesome. So there's some great tips for getting content out there as well too. So I do the same thing. So often inspiration is everyday life. And we're going to talk about a couple of sorts of content as well. There is content which is what I call you-based content, which is stuff that you're interested in. So a lot of you will know that, when I'm at the gym, if I've come out from the gym there, I'm going to post content about that. If I'm at the beach, I'll be posting content about that. That's just all about me and my life, got nothing to do with clients. Sometimes it does. And then the other sort of content is business content, which really relates directly to the issues, the problems, the stories that people have that your products and services solve. It's not about your products and services, but it's about the problems and the issues that people have. So the very first thing that you need to get straight is something called KYC. So anyone know what KYC stands for? No, any financial services people will. Any takers for KYC? What does that stand for? Feel free to open your mic or drop it in chat. There we go. That's it. Know your customer. So that is a financial services term, but it really equally applies to us when we're creating content, is we must know our customer. So knowing your customer is about having, knowing exactly who your customers or ideal customers are. And that is about sort of having some form of avatar or avatars in your business. That's the fancy term for it. But it's knowing sort of, what problems and issues they have, who they are, and more importantly, what's the transformation that they're looking for when they use your products and services. So think of that word transformation. And when you're creating content, you have to think about the transformation that you're providing, not your products and services. Where are they now? Where do they want to be? And the gap in between that is what you help with, the in-between stage. So do you know what the transformation is that you provide in business? So let's just see in chat there. Just tell me what you think your transformation is that you offer people in business when you're providing them with your products and services. And a tip, it's not your products and services, it's what they get out of it. So what's your transformation? Let's drop some of those into chat there. So as an example, there we go, one coming through, making awesome websites work for them as lead generators, not just a pretty thing to look at. Yep, so the transformation there is pretty much going to be more customers or more money. And if you go a little bit deeper, it's about creating the lifestyle that they want, which is what the business is serving them for. What about relief from selling the home? So yeah, real estate agent. So really your sort of transformation there is you're giving people choices and options that they wouldn't necessarily have had before. Imagine selling your own home. Anyone done that? So, and how do you choose a real estate agent as well? So think about that sort of transformation as well. How do you choose a real estate agent? What is it you're looking for when you're choosing someone to sell your home? Obviously, trust is up there. You want to get the highest price. Why do you want to get the highest price? Often the transformation can be things like, getting into a bigger home or downsizing into a smaller home. Can be sort of reducing your expenses, can be, creating a family environment. There's really the transformation. What have we got? Double their profits in 6 months or less. So that's what you do. The transformation is, how does that impact their lives? So if you think about what it does for a business owner, and I know that I've seen that with the work that you do, Kevin, and that is you put bigger smiles on business owners' faces. I've seen some of the people you work with, and their transformation is they're happier inside. Their business is doing what they thought their business was going to be doing for them, and it creates a lifestyle rather than being their lifestyle. So deliver your message worldwide 24/7. Get back into the surf and enjoy it more. So, so surf is all about, I don't know what it's about actually, because I always keep threatening to go surfing, but I haven't actually been there yet. I've only done body surfing. But I would imagine it's about sort of letting everything else go, just being in the zone, having time for yourself, and just, I know that people go surfing. Some of them just do it every day. I don't know how they do it, but it seems to be this addictive thing. Creating more time, yes, that's a transformation. What are they doing with their time? So think about things like that, taking it a bit further. What are they doing with their time when when they've got more time? Where do they want to spend that time? Why do they want that time? So think about those and start to list those things out, and think about what your clients and customers are saying about that time. So if people say to you they want more time, ask them what they're going to do with that time, or why they want that time. Then you're starting to get into that transformation, and that's really going to be key and critical when you're creating your content. Going from miserable to happy, I like that. So happiness, that is a transformation. Again, ask the question why. And a good thing to do too is when you're finding out who your customers are, interview your existing customers and ask them what happened when, once they'd consumed your product or service, how it changed them. Then ask them why that was important. And when you get that answer there, ask them why that answer was important, and then do it one more time. So do it at least 3 times. If you ask that why question at least 3 times, you'll start to understand their values and what's really important to them. Once you get that, then you can really start to create some content around that. That's really going to attract people in. And what you're looking for are the things that people don't tell you first time round. If you can get people to tell you the things that they're feeling as opposed to thinking off the top of their head, that's really where that sort of transformation lies. Thinking Paul, who sort of shoots the funerals there, what's that about? It's that there is about, I would imagine, sort of preserving some everlasting memories. Why is that important? Be able to remember the person that's passed away in a positive way, and have a good celebration of their life, so that they get to remember them well. So it's part of that, and also being able to share that out with other people that couldn't make it as well too, and giving them the opportunity to also celebrate as well.
That's even more important, Nick, because even now a lot of people still cannot attend, and it's much more important to them to be able to see a live stream at the time that it's actually being conducted, as opposed to watching a video a week later.
Yeah, absolutely. So it gives that sort of feeling of being there, as opposed to
being present.
Being present. Yep. I mean, so a replay of the funeral is never as good as the being there as in the real thing. Awesome, excellent. All right, there's some really good answers there. What have we got? A couple of others there. A happy and healthier relationship with your pet or dog. Happy meows, I like that. Yep, and going from unrecognized to renowned, or like that as well too. So again, the transformation there is what does it mean, and how does it feel to to be well known and renowned, as opposed to what does it feel like to be recognized. That is a really good transformation. That unrecognized to renowned, all the bits in the middle there is what you filled. So awesome, that's a great example. All right, so first thing is to know your customer. Best way to do that is to pick up the phone, ring them and talk to them, have a conversation. How many people have had conversations like that with your customers before? It's good on two levels. One is you get to learn a whole lot more about your customers and about your business and why they do things with you. The second thing is it also generates business for you as well. So that's not the reason why you do it. It is a side effect, because when people sort of understand that you care enough to pick up the phone to ask them, why, and sort of engage with them, that brings them in closer to you as well too. So do that. And also people that haven't bought from you as well. So if you've got prospects and people that have inquired that haven't bought anything, they are also an ideal opportunity to pick up a phone and have a conversation with them as well too. So do it in a non-threatening way. But what you want to ask them is, what was it that they were looking for, or why did they contact you in the first place? So even if they didn't buy, ask them why they contacted you and what they were hoping for. So, and then once they give you that answer there, just let them know that you're not there to sell them anything or whatever, that you're just doing some research just to find out a wee bit more to help you in your business and your marketing. When they tell you that, ask that other question again, is why. So why was that important? Why were they looking for that in particular? And if you ask that why question, at least 3 times, again, what you're looking for are the things that people don't necessarily articulate first time round, but then once you start to get feeling words, then you're on the right track. So those feeling words is really where you get to know your customers. So you want to get their emotional state in terms of where they were or where they are, and the emotional state that they're hoping to achieve. Does that make sense? So ask those whys till you get to the emotions. So that's really where you get to know your customers. The reason why that's important too is that you want to record all of those responses, because the words that they use, you want to be able to use that in your content, their exact words. And some magic happens when you start to do that, in that people that you've never met before will actually read or listen to your content, and they will start to say the words like, wow, this person's in my mind. How did they know what I was thinking? So they haven't articulated or sort of told you what their specific problem is, but as soon as you're able to get those several layers deep, you've already got them on the hook, in the sense that they know that you deeply understand them, because you're answering questions or even just articulating the questions that they've never even asked before. Does that make sense? So, and a funny thing happens there too, is that when you're able to articulate what people are feeling and thinking better than they can themselves, they automatically think that you have the answer. You don't need to tell them the answer. They think that you have. So, and it's a bit like if you are presenting on stage, and when you walk up on stage, people automatically think you're an expert. Why? Because the mere act of being on stage, you wouldn't be there unless you knew what you were talking about, and the reason why you're invited is that you know what you're talking about, so you must be an expert. So it puts you into a position of people perceiving something about you. So when you can repeat back to people what they're thinking before they say it, then they think you've already got the solution. All right, and so the first thing is to know their emotional state. So know your customers, know where they are now, where they want to be, and that's trying to get the emotional words. And the second thing is to think about is, what is the transformation you are providing? How are you going to take them from point A through to point B? So that there is the transformation. So you're really wanting to focus on bringing them to that point that they want to be. And the better you can articulate that, the easier it is to attract people into your business. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to feel like you're selling them. They're there to buy, because they're looking for the transformation you provide, because you really understand them. All right, so first thing here, pick up the phone, ring up your customers, ring up the people that didn't buy. There is a wealth of information that's in there, and it is 100% worth it. So I've done that on a number of occasions, and the insights that you get are incredible, in the sense that you will find out things that you didn't even know about your customers and the reasons why they do things. So if you commit to, say, ringing 10 people, do you think you could ring 10 people just to get their views and opinions. Anyone think they can do that? Anyone think it's an impossible task? No? Great, excellent. So try it out, see how you go. Any questions about it? Again, feel free to drop it into Business Owners Smashing Online Facebook page, or sort of write to me on chat. More than happy to have a chat about that through, or just to give you some pointers around all that. All right, so the next phase is, that's your getting to know your customers phase, that's your preparation. Next part of it is planning. So the thing about finding out what people are thinking and how they're feeling is that's going to help to guide you thinking about what people search for in the search engines. And you can actually ask them that question too, is that when they found you, if they did come from a search engine, ask them what they searched on. They may not remember, a lot of people might not remember, but just ask them, what it was, what question they asked, or what it was that they searched on, if they came through that medium there. So the next thing I'm going to take you through is, where do you find this information online as well too? So you've spoken to your customers. We also need to find out where people are searching. So if we go to Google, for instance, and a lot of you will already know this, that when you start to type in a search term, so let's go, oh, look at that, I've just clicked on it and it started to give us trending searches. So if you just click on the search, you can say escape from Tarkov wipe is a trending search, Queensland DNA lab inquiry. So this may just reflect some of my choices as well too, but these are trending searches as well too. But let's start a search, and I'm going to use the word chocolate. And there we go, and you start to see that there are what we call predictive searches in here. So Google is trying to find out exactly what it is that I'm searching on. So they're predicting that I might be looking for chocolate chip cookie. Little do they know that the reason I go to the gym is because I've had too many chocolate chip cookies and I'm no longer interested in those anymore. Well, I may be interested, but I refrain from them. So if we keep typing and there we go. So the next word that you type says, oh, he's probably looking for chocolate balls. It's coming up to Christmas season. Maybe he's looking for chocolate balls. Maybe it's a chocolate brownie recipe. Maybe chocolate bark. He's getting creative with his chocolate cake. But no, it's not. So there we go. I'm typing the word bad, chocolate bad. So here we go. The top search there, it thinks maybe I've got a dog. And so I'm searching for chocolate bad for dogs. So the more words that you type, the narrower the search gets. So, and the more we keep going with it, it's presenting us with the top searches. So other people have actually searched these exact phrases, and so it's got lots and lots of data on me. Google, it's got lots of data on all of us. So it thinks that based on sort of who I am, the sort of searches that I am interested in, probably listening to me on my Google device and on my computer as well. I'm going to sort of keep typing. There we go, chocolate bad for cats and dogs. So there we go. So the more you type, the narrower it searches down. So that's what they call Google Predictive Searching, and it's a really good indicator of things that you can write about. So if you went and picked, say, of these 4 words here, if you wrote a blog post or create some content around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these topics, then you've got a pretty good chance of answering questions that a lot of people are asking. And you can find out sort of how many people are searching for these by just clicking on the search term. Is licking chocolate bad for cats? Okay, I've never heard of that one. There we go. So let's click on that, see what the search results are. And of course, I'm using a VPN, so it wants to check that I'm not a robot. Okay, and there we go. There's about 7.3 million results for this particular search here. Is licking chocolate bad for cats? So lots of people have commented about this. One thing to note here is the absence of ads. So the absence of ads often indicates that it's not a high money term, or it's not a sort of a term that people are sort of searching with enough volume to warrant advertising to with Facebook ads, or maybe there's no sort of businesses that are really sort of specializing in this area here. I think that possibly is, and there may be a niche here in that if no one's advertising on this page and people are searching for this term, then it means that your ads are likely to be reasonably cheap. So your clicks are going to be reasonably cheap. So if you see no ads, it means one of two things. One, no one's thought about it, it's going to be cheap, or two, no one's actually really interested in it. So that's just a by the by. So remember our key word there was chocolate. So that's what they call Google Predictive Search. That's a really good way to really find out what people are searching for. That is your initial place to go for searches. The next place to go would be, and what you can do is you can start to note down some of these terms as well too. So, you might just note down the top terms or top predictive searches there in a spreadsheet somewhere. So that, and then you can start to look at those a bit further, a bit deeper, and look at those a bit later as well too. Also have a look at the sorts of content that is on this page as well too. And then down the bottom, they've got related searches as well. So these related searches can be really quite helpful, as well as these here are also terms that Google determines are probably terms that you're interested in, but they're also high, sort of high search terms. So these are the top search terms in this particular topic. All right, so that there is just what we call Google Predictive Search. The next one is Google Trends. So anyone used Google Trends before? If you haven't, it is a fascinating place. So you'll see a few of you have. You can get some really interesting information that comes. So a couple of key things to watch out for in Google Trends. Top right-hand side, make sure that you pick the region you want to search in. So, if your business is in Australia, make sure you're searching in Australia. If it's in America, make sure it's in America. If you really want to get accurate with, or a lot more accurate with it, use a VPN. A virtual private network, so there are apps you can download for that. I just happen to use one called Express VPN. So if I want to search for terms while in the US, I will switch my VPN so that Google Chrome thinks that I'm in the US, and it will serve me up some quite different results to what they are in Australia. But you probably don't need to go to that extent unless you are operating in other countries and you want to use specific search terms that they're using. So here we go. They've started with the top search terms here. I don't know why we've got America up here. I'm actually signed in as Australia. So let's put in a search term, and I'm going to use that same search word there. So O-L-H-E. So chocolate. That's the search term that I'm looking for. And so we'll type that in and then click search. And it will start to give us some trends in terms of that word, chocolate. All right, so there we go. So what have we got? This is from December 2021 through to November. And not surprisingly, the word is starting to trend up now as we head towards Christmas. And there was a peak in April. Look at that. It's 10th to 16th of April. What happened then? Anyone sort of know then? I thought there might be a peak around Valentine's Day, but look at Christmas last year. It was quite high there at 94. It's peaked again in April, and then it's sort of trending up. So, and then you can
probably Easter.
Easter, yes, of course. There we go. Thank you. So yeah, so that's likely to be that trend there. So you can see that it's following some seasonal patterns as well, and you can sort of see it by region here as well. So Tasmanians tend to search more for chocolate than people in New South Wales. Don't know whether they're unhappier people down there or some happier, who knows. And then you've got related queries as well too. So it just gives you, and what you can do with the related queries as well is that you can sort of click on those, and that will give you sort of more information on that particular related term. But it'll tell you whether a topic is going up or going down. It'll give you the seasonal sort of variations for the topic as well too. So depending on what sort of industry you're in, that might be interesting to think about as you're creating content. There you go. Kinder's had chocolate recorded at Easter, and there've been no searches for it recently. So you're probably going to be writing anything on that topic there because no one is actually interested in it. All right, so So what I'd suggest with something like Google Trends, think about the keywords that people are searching for in your industry. And when I'm talking about keywords, the keywords are not the product or service that you sell. It is the problems that people are trying to solve or what they're trying to feel. So think of your searches in those terms. Sometimes we get stuck as being business owners searching for, the solution we provide or the product or service we've got. But no one's really searching for that often. They're searching for, a specific problem, issue, or whatever, and they may not even know that your product or service exists. They're looking for an answer to it. So really sort of, and that's one of the good things about asking your existing customers about, why they came to you, how they felt, and asking those why questions. That'll give you some terms that you can then plug into Google Trends and see whether it was just them, that group of people you spoke to, or whether this is a trend that other people are also talking about as well too. So you do that preliminary research with real live people, bring it onto the web, and then do sort of some more in-depth research on the web with the sorts of things that people have spoken with you about. So that there is Google Trends, which is trends.google.com. Now, what we'll do with these apps and tools and things as well too, we will drop them into chat. And so chat is down the bottom of your screen, of your Zoom screen. There's a little speech bubble icon. If you click on that, that'll open chat. And the bottom of chat on the bottom right-hand side are 3 little dots. If you click on that, you can save the chat. So you can save it now and you can keep progressively saving it through to the end of the evening, but you definitely want to save at the end of the evening. And then these apps will be there for you to explore at will too. So if you're looking at these now, so I encourage you to look at it as you go along for your industry as well. Just become familiar with it so you start to get some ideas for your content as well too. So those are 2 places to go. So you've got Google Predictive Search, you've got Google Trends, and the next is one of my favorite tools, and I know many of you will know it. It's called AnswerThePublic.com. There's interesting enough, Neil Patel's bought this, who is a SEO guru of the world. That is a picture of him there on the screen. He used to be this funny old guy that used to be there, but it still works the same way as well too. So again, make sure you select the country that you want to be searching in to make it specific. If it's, if it is global, that's fine, but you generally want to narrow it down to a country where your customers are going to be, and you'll get some more relevant searches when you do that. And then with your topic, you want to put in just maybe 1 to no more than 3 words in here. So you want to keep it reasonably broad. If you narrow it down too much, you'll narrow your results down too much. So again, I'm going to just write down chocolate, if I can spell it, and I'm going to write the word dog. So 2 words I'm interested in, chocolate and dogs. And you can also select your language as well too. It should default to whatever language your browser is. So in this case, it's English, and then we'll click search. And what this will do is all of those predictive searches that we looked at in Google back, when you're sort of clicking that Google search bar, it's going to grab these predictive searches. So let's say we search for chocolate and dogs. Okay, so these searches, it's going to grab these and lots more, and it's going to give you lots and lots of suggestions for it. So let's go back to that search. All right. And so what you see here is that it's recorded 359 results for that search term chocolate and dog, and it groups them into categories. So you can see here that it's got these questions. So what, which, where, why, how, can, when, will, and who. And so what it's doing is it's grouped these terms into what are the top search terms that contain that word chocolate and dog. And these come from, these are the top terms in Google's predictive search. So what have we got? What chocolate can dogs eat? So if my topic happened to be, trying to work out whether I should be feeding chocolate to my dogs, and maybe it's about food that dogs can eat, then here we go. What chocolate can dogs eat? What chocolate can dogs not eat? What else? What dog chocolate made of? So what is dog chocolate made of effectively?
I can't believe that Patrick's name is not up there.
That's right. It'll have to be there somewhere. That dog is sort of is a fiend.
Next level.
So you've got those what questions, then you've got are questions. So like, what do we got? Is chocolate dog poison? So that's is and are, same thing. Is chocolate dog safe? So people are searching these terms here. So remember, these are things that they're worried about and concerned about. So your solution might be chocolate that's safe for dogs, or maybe it's a remedy for dogs that have eaten chocolate. So that might be a solution, but people aren't looking for that. They're actually looking for, sort of something that's before that, and, is dog chocolate bad? Does that make sense? So they may either have a convulsing dog on the floor, which may mean that, yes, chocolate is bad. They might be looking to see whether, in fact, that is the diagnosis, that it is bad, and that's what did it for them. Or they might be, the kids might want to be feeding chocolate to their kids and want to find out what the results of it are. So you've got is, are, you've got which, which chocolate can dogs eat? What kind of dog can eat chocolate? So you've got all of these things there. You've got where, dog chocolates, Woolworths. There you go. People are searching for chocolates for dog in Woolworths. Can you believe it? Whoop, there we go. I clicked on that, which I didn't mean to. Oh, there you go. That's interesting. If you click on each of these search terms, it brings up your Google search as well too. Look at that. At Woolworths, they have Baxter's Doggy Treat, which is chocolate. So they've obviously got a special chocolate. So yes, you can click on each of these results and it will take you to the Google search page, and then you can trawl through the sorts of results that are there as well too. So that gives you lots of information there to work with. And in fact, you can sort of cheat a bit when you're creating your content, and that you can go through the sorts of content that is there, and you might create a post, which is, there's one post called a listicle post. A listicle post is something where you list out the top items of something, or the worst items of something. So it might be the 5 best chocolates for dogs. So with the search term, here you go. You can come through and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, there's probably 5 chocolates there. So you can create a post about the 5 top chocolates for dogs that are safe for dogs. That's called a listicle post, and all you're doing is you're summarizing 5 things, and you may even link to those products, particularly if they've got an affiliate link, or it might be just information. So that sort of content you can create in no time at all. So that's the first one. That's 64 questions, but you'll have a look down even further. There's even more. So there is with, to, is, without, near, for, can. So these are other preposition questions. So again, sort of process again. And then if you scroll down a bit further, you've got even more. So you've got like, versus, or, and versus. So look at that, chocolate versus dog. That sounds like a competition, doesn't it? Who's going to last? The chocolate going to win. Lots of things like chocolate dog names, girl. There you go. People searching for that. So, okay. All of the results. And then down the bottom, you've just got all of the results there in alphabetical order as well too. So you've got, as I say, 359 results. So let me put this to you, is that if you're looking for 12 months worth of content, something every day to post, I don't know, on social media, for instance, here you've got 359 results. There's only 365 or 364 days in a year. You could write a social media post on each one of these things here, and you're dealing with this search term, chocolate and dog. So if you were just to do that, then you've got enough topics there for a post a day, let alone a post every week. Some of it may not be that sensational, but but remember, all of these questions are people are actually asking on Google. So none of these are irrelevant. People are actually asking for these. Look at this, chocolate Ziggy. Anyone know what chocolate Ziggy is? I've got no idea. So there you go. You can search it up and sort of create some content around that. So the other thing you can do with it, up on the top right-hand side is a little down arrow. You can click that, and that will then allow you to download everything that's on this page into a CSV file. So that's into a spreadsheet. And so that spreadsheet there, you can then organize that to then start to, create some order around all that. So if you've got terms, I'd suggest that it'd be a great place to start is to download it into a CSV sheet, and then you can start to organize it. So in terms of organizing this content into creating blog posts, the next task of this year is with Answer the Public is that you've got this term here, chocolate dog, whatever it is for your industry. Remember, 3 words maximum, 1 to 2 words is ideal. You want to now go through all of these here. This is why it's good to download it into a CSV document, and you want to pick out 12 main topics. So just 12. So 12 key main topics. And so, for this here, it might be, what have we got? A main topic might be, is chocolate bad for dogs, or is chocolate dog safe? So that might be a main topic. And then so I want you to find 12 of those main topics in these 364 results. They need to be different, but they're all going to be reasonably related. So, one of them is chocolate safe for dogs, for instance. Another main topic here is, what about can chocolate kill dog? That would be another topic as well. And then another one might be, what do we got? Let's say, dog, what type of dog can eat chocolate? That might be another topic. So I want you to go around and find 12. So you can remember, you've got this whole sheet to use. So go through them, pick out your top 12. It might be easier to do it in this alphabeticals or in that CSV spreadsheet that you've downloaded. Once you've got those 12 there, pick the first one. And so let's say the first one is, what do we got? Where's that one? Will chocolate kill dogs? Oh, here we go. Can chocolate kill dog? That might be my main topic. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and pick 5 to 7, probably only 5 subtopics that relate to this. So when I'm looking at this, is can chocolate kill a dog? What else in it is a subtopic here? So here we go. Will chocolate chip kill a dog? So that is a subtopic. It's related to the main topic, but it's all about whether chocolate will kill a dog. Will chocolate kill dog? That's already there. So that's sort of repetitive. We're not going to use that one there again. What else have we got? So there'll be other ones in there. Okay, so what chocolate can kill a dog? So all those are slightly different. And so you're going to get 5 to 7 of those under your main subtopic. So you need to create a spreadsheet, put your main topic in a cell in the spreadsheet, and then your subtopics in under that. And so you're going to do that 12 times. Maybe you've got 12 topics, and you're going to do that for each of your 12 topics. Is you're going to create 5 subtopics for each one. Now, to make it simple, I've created a spreadsheet here that can help with this. So what I might do is, if I can share this, what do we got? And I'll just drop this into chat. When you do get this, it is a Google document, so you'll need to save it to your own Gmail or Google sheet. So let's just copy that there, and I'll drop that into chat. Okay, everyone. Okay, so this is a spreadsheet that you can use to download to organize your content. So you can see here at the top here, I wonder if we can make that a little bit bigger so you can see it. All right. So the title here, so of your 12 top main topics, this is where you're going to sort of put the first one is can chocolate kill dogs. That's where you put that in there.
Sorry, Nick,
and
I
then
don't
you
mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to let you know, mate, that when you click on that link, it says you have to approve access for people. I don't know if you meant that to be open or not.
Yeah, I should have given you one that was, I didn't have to worry about that. Let me just see if I can find that other one. Thanks for that.
That's right.
I've got a public
unrestricted link, Nick.
Yeah, I've got a public one that's available. You shouldn't need to do that. Just grab that. All right, here we go. Let's try this one here. Get link. Okay. We'll make that anyone with link. There we go. We'll copy that. All right, let's try this again. Okay, let me know if that one there works. That one should just get you straight in.
Yeah, that's working, mate. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that. All right, if I get back to the other one. Okay. No, I've lost again. Did I close it? I must have closed it. All right, let's just open up one of these. Actually, what I'll do, let me get back to it here. Bookmark for this. All right. All right, so in the title here, you type in your main topic, and then you put your 5 subtopics in under here. So all you do is you'd go to the spreadsheet here, just copy and paste them out and pop them into your spreadsheet. And so in the spreadsheet there is on that main page, there is enough room for you to do, I think, 12 of those. Okay, so 12 of those. So that shouldn't take you too long when you're organizing that, is that you just fill out the title and those 5 subtopics. Just don't worry about the column on the right-hand side just yet. We'll talk about how to do that. But if you just do that at the moment, then that will give you a post week for the first 3 months. And you can see down the bottom there are tabs. So that's quarter 1. Then you've got quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Those spreadsheets are just the same, and therefore, your next 12. So what you do is once you've exhausted that particular keyword for chocolate and dog, you might then you'll do another search for another term that's related to your, the issues or problems or feelings that people have in your industry or the transformation that they're after. So you're going to do that 4 times. So that's your first one. Second one might be chocolate and cat, for instance. Okay, I haven't actually spelled that properly, but we'll see if that'll work. You'll get the idea. You'll then just do the same exercise again for your next keyword. And so what you'll do for that is you go to your second spreadsheet, which is Q2. Again, repeat the process again. Type in the main topics are 12 main topics, and then you're going to type in 5 subtopics in there as well too. Okay, so that's cats as well too. So same sort of process there. The next one will be chocolate and bird. So you can get the trend there. So whatever it is for your industry. So okay. I've done it too many times. They want me to register now, so I won't go there now. So you might have to register here. They do limit the number of results that they give you as well, but you should have enough there to get there. If you run out of space and they want you to pay for it, you can wait till, I think, you get so many turns in a day. You can wait till the next day. Or another place you can go to is another app called AnswerSocrates. So AnswerSocrates.com is very similar. It's not as well presented as AnswerThePublic.com. Same sort of process, same search. So if you do run out of space, just go to this one here, and you can carry on here. So type chocolate and rat. Again, pick the country that you are wanting to search on. We'll go back to Australia. So it's obviously working on a very similar, the same algorithm. Click search and then get the same. The only thing you don't get this particular one here is the graphical representation of these particular terms. But you can download the CSV spreadsheet. You do get these sort of lists here. It's really just in a simpler format. Again, you've got the CSV on the top right-hand side. Similar sort of information. You can download it and run through that whole process again. So it's probably easier to do it in a spreadsheet anyway than off the visual representation. Just visually, it looks quite good. The other thing I should say is you can actually save these images as well too. When you click that download, you can save it as an image as well if you want to keep this image. So with your spreadsheet, what you're endeavoring to do, and it should take you, you should be able to get sort of 10 minutes to do each of these sheets here. Shouldn't take you any longer than that. Don't overthink it. Just get things that are reasonably relevant to your main title. Just remember that people have searched these. These are actual search terms. The beauty about it is when you start to create content that answer these specific search terms, you've got a higher likelihood of getting yourself up in these search engine rankings, because what Google is doing is it wants to give the most relevant answer to the questions people ask. Those are the ones that it wants to list on page 1 of the search results. So the more relevant your answer, the more likely it is you're going to get onto page 1 and get a sort of a top position. Now, the reason why we choose a main term and then these 5 subtopics is that you've not only got an exact search term that people are searching on, but you've also got 5 others that help to support it. So the Google algorithm has this thing called, what do they call it? I can't think of the exact term, but it's about relevance. It's like you've got other terms there that are related to the main term. And again, because you're using search terms that people are actually searching on, then it starts to make this particular piece of content highly relevant. Because in a text-based document, your title, let's say if it's your blog post, the title of your blog post is that main phrase. So, will chocolate kill dogs? That's it. So you're not going to change the search term as much as possible. You want to be using the exact words that are in the search. So don't change it around. So find something that's going to fit. You want it exactly. The reason for that is that it makes it easy for Google when it's giving the results to people that are searching for these particular terms. If you've got the exact phrase in your title, it makes it easier for Google to match it to the exact phrase people are searching on. And again, for your subtopics as well too, try as much as possible to include the exact phrase. You can add words to the beginning or end of it, but just try and keep those words in the exact order and the exact phrase. So how do you find the subtopics, Lauren? Thank you for that. So what you're doing is you're searching in the wheel here for main topics. So remember we talked about, will chocolate kill dogs? And then what you're looking for is in the same list of topics, and in fact in these other ones down below, other search terms that are related to will chocolate kill dogs. So looking for things that are related to that main one. So picking 12 main ones, and then you're just really organizing the other search terms in there too that relate to the main term. All right. Excellent. Thank you. Excellent. Answered that. Perfect. All right. So now when you create a text document, that's your title, is the main search phrase. These other 5 subtopics become the subtitles in your blog post. So you know how you got your title, and then you break up your blog post into 5 paragraphs, each with a heading of its own. That's what those subtopics are. And then all you do when you're writing that content is you write a paragraph or 2 to each of those subtopics. So you're really just answering that question. And so over on the right-hand side here, you've got these boxes here for you to just go and fill in, write a paragraph or 2 related to each of these subtopics. So that's how you organize it. So you have an introduction to start with. So your introduction is always going to include the phrase or the title. So your introduction might be, a question that I was asked today is, will chocolate kill dogs? This article is to explore the dangers of chocolate for dogs and which chocolates you can safely give dogs, which, by the way, chocolate can kill dogs. So it is an actual thing. And so you write your intro, and then you just write a paragraph or 2 for each of these. What you want to aim for is you'll find some copywriters tell you only need 300 words for a blog post. That's absolute garbage. It used to be relevant, several years ago, but you're looking to write, an absolute minimum of 600 words through to, 800 to 1,000 words. So, it sounds like a lot of content. It's actually not. It's not a lot. 300 words is maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs. So you're looking for longer than that. So about 600 to 800 words in your article overall. If you're doing it in something like Word or Google Docs, you can get a word count out of that as well. Now, don't pad it out with fluff. What you want to do is answer the questions as relevantly as you possibly can that people have asked, so that the goal of it is that people get the answer that they're looking for when they read your content. The reason why we do that is that if you're able to answer those questions, then people are more likely to stick around on your website, on your socials, or have a look at other content there. If you've got a lead magnet or something for them to download or subscribe to, they are more likely to take those actions there if you've given them a pretty complete answer to the question they had. That makes sense? All right. Okay. So you're going to do that for each of these topics. Now you sort of think, well, that's probably going to take a lot of time writing it. And I did promise you could do it without writing a single word, right? So our next tool or app that we use is, so when you've listed it all out, what I recommend you do is you don't need to fill in the content on the right-hand side. The next thing to do is, and this is going to really help you with your content as well too, and that is to open up, let's say, Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn. All of those platforms there have, I think LinkedIn does, yes it does too. They have a platform there for live video. So I can hear some of you cringing already, thinking, what, you want me to go live on one of these platforms? The answer to that is yes. The reason for that is it's going to create raw content for you to start with in video format. And as we know, video is well up there being consumed on social media. You can do things like create reels or shorts or whatever with videos as well too. YouTube's another good place to do it. YouTube has YouTube Shorts as well. Just remember those videos do disappear. So it's probably better to publish it as a post, a video post or a live video, and then turn that into a short or into a video post. So first thing it does is it starts to create your credibility and visibility online on those platforms. The other thing too is that those videos you can then go and download, and I'll talk about what you do with that next. But in terms of what to say, all you do when you go live is you use the spreadsheet here that you've created with your topics and subtopics as your script. So for instance, for the title there, you would say today's topic is about, can chocolate kill dogs? This is a question that many people have asked me, and here today to answer that question. So, and then you launch into the first one. So these become your bullet points. These 5 things become your bullet points. And so your first one might be, will chocolate kill dogs? The answer to that is it depends. And so you go live on and just talking about that particular topic. Now, if anyone was to ask you a question about that, I'm pretty sure that all of you could talk for 2 to 3 minutes on that particular topic, right? So I've heard some of you, and you can talk for more than 2 to 3 minutes on it. So, but you can talk for at least that length of time on the topic. And then all you do is then you go and answer the next one. So that's your next bullet point, which you go and do the same thing. So by the time you've gone through 5 of those, so let's say sort of 3 minutes a piece on each of those. 3 5s are 15. That's a 15-minute live video plus your introduction of 3 minutes. So 3 6 is 18. So you've got about 20 minutes of live video clip. That there is enough to help you with that sort of 600 to 800 word post. So, and I'm going to talk about how to do that. So you're going to go live with that and create that content on your social media platform first. Now you can do all sorts of things with it, like, as I say, it'll be a live video, a live post. You can turn it into a reel, a short, those little short forms as well too. But the most important thing here is that you download that video or save that video to your phone or the device that you're recording from. And I say do it live, don't pre-record it and put it up there, because the problem with pre-recording something is that we've all got this tendency to do things perfectly, this perfection thing, and then what do you call it? The imposter syndrome kicks in and thinks, oh, that's not good enough. And then we never get it done. To ensure that you actually get it done, go live, because it's there. So what's and all. And you know, I promise you that, you know, the first few times that you do it, probably going to be pretty awful. That's okay. People are not going to judge you. If they do, you don't know them anyway, so don't worry about it. But it only ever gets better from there. So just persist with it. 30 days worth of doing this here, you will be a content machine, and you will be loving this video. So there's your challenge. You know, over Christmas, do 30 days worth of content. Then once you do, save it to your phone, and then the next app that you're going to use, this is where you don't actually have to write a single word, is one called Otter. If you haven't come across this, this is Otter.ai. And what this does is that, let me sign into it. I think I'll log in here. What is it? Geez, I can't remember it. You'd think I'd have it saved, wouldn't you? We have got it in LastPass here somewhere. There we go. And of course, that's not going to work today because we're live. Okay. Let's add the password. There we go. Okay, so what Otter.ai is, for those that are not familiar with it, it is a transcription tool. And what you can do is you can upload your video to Otter. Now, there's a free version, which I think gives you about 600 minutes a month. And there's the pro version, which gives you about 6,000. Oh, what is it? I've got 1,200 minutes. I think it's about 6,000 minutes. It has changed recently. I'm just not sure exactly what it is. But what you can then do is you can import that video, so you can drop it into here, and it will actually transcribe it for you. It's pretty accurate as well. Or another little trick too is that if you've got Otter going at the same time as you're doing the video, so you might have Otter on your computer and you might be doing your live video, then what do we got? New recording, here we go. Then it will transcribe it as you go. So I've got Otter open at the moment, and you can see on the screen that it is typing in real time as I speak. You'll also see that if I say words that have got the same meanings but different spellings, like there, and there, what it will do is it will then go and correct those if they're wrong. So sometimes it won't do it. So in this instance here, I've just said that word 3 times. It thinks it's just the THERE version when I meant the THEY'' version, and so on. So you can see that you know, this here is actually transcribing in real time, and when you do your video, you can upload it here and you'll get this, it'll convert it all to text like this here. Now the beauty about this is, when you just, sorry Nick, when you just explained, when you're explaining to us what you actually meant, it actually went back and corrected one of those theirs to the EY''RE. As well. That too, yes, yes, it does that. Yes, so that's what I was trying to demonstrate, is it does do that. It tries to find the context of the word there and goes back in and corrects it, so you get something that's very accurate. I did have someone who had a very strong Scottish accent. She said this is the only app that really understood who she was, and it understood her accent. So it does learn it as well. But they've been around for a long time, and there's been a lot of machine learning in behind this as well to create the sort of accurate transcriptions. The other thing it does do too, if you've got 2 people, so let's say you did a Facebook Live and you had 2 of you, one of you asking the question and the other one answering the question, it will actually divide this up into 2 speakers as well, so that you can assign speaker 1 and speaker 2, and you can actually put names to it as well too. All right, let's just stop that. It'll process this. Hopefully it won't take too long to process it. But what you can then do in Otter as well, when you're editing it, is it going to do it? Okay, I'm still going to process that. Ask it to notify me. All right, what you can then go and do is it records the audio, and you can play the audio, and it will skip along the words as you go. Let's just have a quick look and see if I've got something here, just to show you. Okay, here we go. Here's an older one. By the way, all of these meetings here on Zoom, I've automatically connected it to Otter. So Otter transcribes it within an hour after our Zoom meeting. So the entire 90 minutes of it gets transcribed. So that's where I got a lot of my content from. So here we go. We've got a transcript going here. And if we want to go and edit it, let's see, play down the bottom. Probably doesn't want to do it too well because I'm sort of using up too much bandwidth. But what it will do is that when you're actually playing it and editing it, that little cursor will move along the words, and you can go and correct the words as they go. So you can actually hear it and you can correct it as you go. So, that's something you could do. I tend to get my team to do it. So, I'm not really involved in, that editing process. But the great thing about it is at the end of having edited it, if you're talking about a 20-minute audio, that's enough for a blog post, is you can go and export it. You can export as a text document or a Word document or a PDF document. And you can create your essentially a blog post out of it. So, how you going? Hang on a tick. Let's stop that. There we go. It just decided to start playing. All right. So that's Otter. So that's how you can create your content without actually writing it. Do Facebook Live first, so record it first, and then upload that to Otter, transcribe it, edit it, and then download the edited version, and you can create a blog post out of it. Now, the good thing about creating that blog post is that you've also got the video as well too. So I would repurpose that by uploading that video to a Google YouTube channel. So to turn it into a YouTube video, create a channel for yourself on YouTube, and then all of these videos to YouTube. So you can upload them as the full video. Once you've got that, you can embed that video into your blog post as well. So you can have the video there and you can have the text version. So it gives people a choice to watch both. And give some different media. The other thing too is that you can offer a PDF version as a download. Remember when we're exporting out of Otter, you can create that into a PDF as well too. So you could create that into a PDF and just offer that as a download in exchange for someone's email address. Or you might edit that down into let's say a checklist or sort of a shortened version of it, or maybe some helpful information for people. So you might have a PDF which is about what are the symptoms that are present in dogs that have eaten chocolate. So you might be able to glean out sort of 6 or 7 points there. That becomes a checklist that creates a PDF document that you can download. So there you've created a blog post out of it. You've created a YouTube video for your channel, and you can also extract that audio out as well. And you can create a podcast out of it. So with that audio, you can create a podcast. So a podcast doesn't need to be anything fancier than that. You can do some fancy stuff. Go to Fiverr or someplace like that to add in an intro and maybe an outro. So you might just need to record that once for your podcast, and then you can create it as a podcast as well too. Now you might be thinking, well, you're just repeating all this content across a number of different channels. Aren't people going to get bored with it or no? You've got some people that will just consume the podcast. They won't know about your blog posts or what's happening on your socials. They're just listening to you there. So it's now giving you multiple channels with that one piece of content to use. So you've got your Facebook or LinkedIn or TikTok, lives there. You've created a blog post out of it. You've created a video on YouTube out of it. You've got an audio out of it, which is your podcast channel. And you can also do things like take out your key snippets out of it and turn it into a PowerPoint presentation. And when you turn it into a PowerPoint presentation, great thing about that there is that also posts up to LinkedIn when you upload it to a place called slideshare.net. So if you haven't come across slideshare.net, that's where you upload your PowerPoint presentations. And LinkedIn owns that, and they automatically get associated with your LinkedIn profile. So you get another link on LinkedIn, and also you get a backlink to your website. So you can put a link into your website from there as well. So now you're starting to get traffic from various different sources. The other place I would recommend too is a site called Scribed, SCRIBD. I think it's scribed.com. You can upload your text version to Scribed as a downloadable ebook or sort of white paper, that type of thing there. That's free as well. And you can have it linked back to your website again. So now you've used this one piece of content, which you know is going to be highly relevant because you've done the research, because you've asked your customers. You ask them why, and why to get to how they're feeling. You've got their what transformation they're after. You've used Answer the Public. You've got your 12 main topics. You've grouped them into 5 main topics. So they're highly relevant. These are actual search terms, and you're starting now to create content around these topics. The other thing you can do with it too is that for social media, you can take out sound bites from your video and your text document and use those as social media posts. So you can create a social media post every day out of the sound bites from it. So they can be video sound bites, or they can be text-based sound bites as well, but they become social media posts. So let's say reels, for instance, you can have snippets of those that go up to social media reels every single day, or you can create a number in a day. So cut up your video, and there are some apps out there that will cut up your video into into chapter-like reels as well. I don't have any of those in hand, but if you go to the App Store or the Google App Store or the iPhone App Store, you will see things for Instagram, for instance, that will cut things up into sort of longer videos. So for those platforms there. So now you've got all of your social media content done. So you're posting every single day on social media. You can schedule it up with an app like Buffer, or just use the native scheduling tools in those social media platforms. And what will happen is you'll start to feel like, or people will start to feel like you're everywhere. So once you've got 12 as well, so when you've published 12 of your posts, so let's say you're doing one a week, so 12 of those is 3 months worth of content. So you're doing one of those a week, so that's 12 months. You can turn those 12 topics into an ebook. So that could be a lead magnet that you're now creating for your site. So you can create a landing page, got a lead magnet, download a lead magnet on a particular topic. So you might have a sort of topic that is for that particular quarter. It might be focused on dogs, it might be health issues for dogs. One week you're dealing with chocolate, next week you're dealing with dogs catching rats. The next one, it might be dealing with dogs and garbage, dogs and plastic. So it might be health issues of dogs. So you can create that into an ebook. And then, so you've got a new ebook that comes out every quarter in 2023. At the end of the year, you can combine all of those and publish a book. So you can create a self-published book, which you can then go and publish on Amazon with your 12 months worth of blog posts. All highly relevant, all questions people are actually asking in Google search, and it's the sort of thing that now you've got another platform to offer it. So if you do that every year, it's over 5 years, you've got 5 books published. And the other things that you can do with this content as well too is you can create a mini course out of it. So you can think about how can you repurpose this into a mini course that you offer for free or for or paid. And you can also create a webinar out of it. So, if you've got people that are interested in this, why wouldn't you start to create a webinar out of some of this content that you've created? You've already sort of done your trial run with it. Now you can put it all together as a webinar. Of course, if you go to networking events, as I do, one of the networks that I'm involved in is BX. And so if you're going to those events there, then that can be a presentation that you use at a networking event. If you do any sort of speaking for other events as well too, now you've got some content that people are really interested in for those events. You'll be amazed when you start to speak these questions that people have that haven't articulated, that sort of are deep within them because you've done that sort of research, what sort of connection you'll start to make to a live audience when you start to embrace and engage with this process. And of course with it as well too, you can extend it out to, if you're wanting to expand your online presence, to create online products and courses for your people as well too, which can create another source of income and revenue as well too. All right, so that there is a whistle-stop tour of how to create 12 months worth of content in 60 minutes or less without writing a single word. Any questions, any comments, any feedback sort of around all that, anything you're not sure of or anything you want to know more about? Drop into the chat or maybe just open up your mic.
It was fantastic. Thank you for that, Nick. A lot of great information, especially to plan now for 2023. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Excellent. Thank you. All right, what do we got here? Lauren also says, or go back the other way and turn your book into 12 content ideas and then just use the snippets from your book as blogs. All right, there you go. So you can repurpose your book backwards. After you've published your book on Amazon, go and repurpose it backwards to go in more depth with the content as well too. Excellent. A great session. Excellent. Fantastic. What a way to end the year like that. Thank you. What else to expect from award winner? Yes, thank you very much. I did win the Networker of the Year award with BX as well. So thank you for that. The planning would take 60 minutes. The delivering will be different. Yes, this gets your plan in place. It'll take you 60 minutes to run through that process with a spreadsheet. Of course, you do need to speak it. So 20 minutes worth of speaking your content is enough. But remember, you can get other people to do some of the other parts of the job as well too. I happen to have 2 exceptional virtual assistants who are on this call as well too, who do a lot of this work after I've done the content. But you've also got other great places out there that you can go to help you with that, like Fiverr.com, Upwork, Freelancer. But you know, I think if you've gone this far, it is worth investing in a virtual assistant. And there are places where you can go to get part-time virtual assistants or full-time virtual assistants, but well worth doing it. Again. All right. Okay.
Nik,
What
can I
else
ask
is
a question,
in
please?
good advice? Yes.
I gather, you know, just listening to you, this is really good. But is this more short content as against evergreen long content?
No, this is both. So my recommendation is that you create longer content with this. So as I say, you know, you're looking for 600 to 1,000 words, which is considered reasonably long content for a blog post. But you can't. Remember, you can cut it up into shorter pieces of content, which you're going to use for social media.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
All right.
That was great.
All right. I've previously spoken about an AI app to help generate your content. Yes, that is Write Sonic. So if you Google Write Sonic, WRITESONIC, that is an AI app. That will certainly help to give you a start with getting some ideas and content as well too. So that's another tool you can throw into the mix, but I wouldn't be using that until I've done all of the research. All right, well, that there is pretty much wraps up our topic for how to create 12 months worth of content in 60 minutes or less without writing a single word. If you want to watch the replay of this, we'll put it up onto the SmashGo YouTube channel tomorrow, so it should be up there tomorrow afternoon. The other thing too, someone had asked me about whether I could run some form of masterclass, workshop, or whatever for those that want to come in as a group to get all this done, to get your plan done for 2023. If you're interested in doing that, next Tuesday, this is our last Business Owners Smashing It Online. Next Tuesday, if we get enough interest for it, next Tuesday, I'm happy to run a workshop session where we actually get all of this done. So run through the spreadsheet and I'm happy to workshop with you your examples and get your topics in and out there. Did anyone do that tonight? Did you get all your topics done tonight? I know some of you were in there sort of, using your spreadsheets as well. Not yet. Okay. If you'd like to do it, I'm going to put aside 3 hours for this. And the reason why it's 3 hours is that, yes, you can do it in 60 minutes, but there's a bit of content. And when you first get going with it, there's probably some questions around it all as well. And I think part of the key is to start to refine it down so that you're on target with what it is that your clients are actually searching for. And I've got a couple of other processes that I can throw in there that will really help with that as well too. So if you'd like to do that, I'm thinking of running it sort of during the day on Tuesday, not in the evening, maybe sort of in the morning, say 10 to 12:30 or sort of 9:30 to 12, that sort of time there. If you've got some time between your Christmas shopping, I'm more than happy to do it. If you are interested in it, either just say, give us a yes, or just let me know you're interested in the chat below, or shoot me an email. And for the workshop, the investment for it would be $97. So if you want to spend that sort of 3 hours with me with the $97, happy to do that. And if we get enough interest. So either let us know in chat now, or send me an email tonight, Nik nik@smashgo.co. So nik@smashgo.co. Let me know. And then if that's all go, I'll get it organised. We'll get it out tomorrow. Shoot you through an email to register and get it all done tomorrow. And I'm happy to run that next Tuesday. So that would be our very, very final session for the year. All right. So we do have a prize draw for tonight as well too, and we have 3 tickets, 3 things for tonight. And first one is Animal Action Day. So that is Aldrin putting on the Animal Action Day. I know some of us are not in town as well too. So if you
Nick, can I just pop in just for 1 sec, mate?
Yep.
I've been very lucky with the door prizes this year. So if you'd be kind enough just to not have my name in this, just give some other people a fighting chance.
All right, sounds good. Well, I'll tell you what, it'll be in there. So if we draw you, happy to move it on as well too.
Yeah, good on you. Thanks, mate.
Sweet. Okay. So first one here is the Animal Action Day, so a comedy event coming up this Sunday. Aldrin puts on a fantastic event for that there. So that's our first prize for today. So let's click on the draw and see who our lucky winner is for that. If you are out of town, hopefully someone's in town. It's Jeff Vail, who is in Philippines. So Jeff, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here, Nick. You can donate mine to someone.
Donate. Okay, I was just going to say, do you know someone in the Gold Coast that you'd be happy to give it to, or do you want me to redraw it?
I'll give it to Nik Cree.
Give it to Nik Cree. There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take that because I'd love to go to it. So thanks for that, Jeff.
No trouble.
All right. All right. And the next one here is Lauren Clement, who is on our call, has offered up a prize. Tell us, what is it, Lauren?
Oh, it's a book. It's a book. Perfect time over Christmas to be reading books. A copy of Selling You, which is a personal branding book. And it takes you all through the process of gathering all those little bits and pieces all about you and what you do and tying them up into one gorgeous brand that makes it easy for you to explain exactly what you do and why someone should choose you.
Fantastic. Excellent. For those that don't know Lauren, she is responsible for lots and lots of award-winning businesses or helping them get to awards. I think you've just come back from the Stevie Awards over in the States, haven't you?
Yeah, Las Vegas. That went off. It was great.
So, yeah, so if you really want to be visible, Lauren is the absolute master of getting you to be visible and noticed. All right, so a book there. Thanks, Lauren, for offering that in tonight. That is the Christmas spirit. And our lucky winner for that, maybe you have to be here, so hopefully you're here. Anna Fox. Are you here, Anna? She's here. There we go. See your name on screen as well too. All right, we'll organise to hook you up by email tomorrow. I'll introduce, or one of my team will introduce Lauren and Anna to each other by email, and then you can take care of the arrangements from there. And our last prize for this evening is it's a 45-minute session with me, just to help with can be anything related with marketing. If you want it to be about your content, if you want it to be about your website, if you want it to do anything with your online presence, that's 45 minutes with me. Has to be taken before Christmas, before we sort of head away. Actually, it doesn't have to be taken before Christmas. You might want to do it in the new year. So our virtual drum roll, please. And our lucky winner is Kevin Hargraves. And it sounds like an opportunity for a glass of red wine or so with you too, Kevin. So awesome. Excellent. We know each other, so we don't need to introduce each other. So I'll chat to you when I see you. All right. Well, that's our session for tonight. In fact, that is our final session for the year. I just want to say thank you for everyone that has supported the show, for showing up sort of consistently, regularly or irregularly. My aim with this is to deliver sort of absolute value for all of us in business, to help us with the online stuff, to make it easier, and sometimes maybe not easier, but maybe to inspire you to do some things that maybe you haven't done before. So we'll be kicking off again sort of later in January 2023. So watch your emails, watch the socials, and for the first session for next year. And once again, thank you for being here for our final session for Business Owners Smashing Online.
Hey, quick question.
Yes.
Can I pay the $97 and get a recording of the mastermind next week? Because I just can't attend it.
You absolutely can. Yeah, if I can sort of help you sort of additionally after you watch that as well, just let me know. But yeah, you absolutely can.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you very much.
Nick, I'd just like to express undoubtedly on behalf of everyone here, our thanks for all the work that you put in each week to turn up and offer this stuff and obviously talk to other people to get them on board to share their knowledge. So yeah, it's very much appreciated by us all. Yeah, thank you. Have a good Christmas.
So thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
Nick, an absolute downpour of information tonight, as per usual. There is so many notes on all of our pads to be actioned. Thank you so much. You've been amazing during the year. Been watching your progress in the gym and out of the gym, and everything you do to support the business community is phenomenal. So I don't know if anyone else is used to the whole Zoom round of applause that you give to people, but it's what the deaf people use as well. Round of applause for Nick. Thank you very much, Nick. You're awesome. You rock. And we'll see you in the new year.
Oh, don't forget to save your chats.
Oh, thank you. Yes, save the chat by clicking those 3 dots on the bottom right-hand side. Thanks for the reminder about that. All right, well, everyone have a safe and enjoyable Christmas and New Year. I know some of us will be working, some of you are taking a break. I certainly am going to be going to the beach to work on my tan that I've worked so hard at F45 to get that beach body. So looking forward to that. Thank you for tuning in and listening to the Business Owners Smashing It Online podcast. You can also find me on social media and online. Just search for Business Owners Smashing It Online and Nik Cree, spelled Nikree, all one word. If you like this and want to hear more, subscribe now. Until next time, don't be a slave to your business. Get your business working for you.